Welcome back to Love to Live in the Temecula Valley. I am your host, Catherine Materiali. Where the heck is Menifee? That is a question that you are probably asking right now. You know where Murrieta is, you know where Temecula is, but you're hearing about this Menifee. Well, where is it in relation to Temecula and Murrieta? How do I get to work? What are the things to do there? We are going to answer some of those questions today, so stick around. If you're trying to make sense of Menifee's layout, freeways, main streets, parts of town, how to get to work, we're going to address that today in a very simple and hopefully pretty brief video. It's tactical. It's just a map tour. It's you, it's me, and we're moving around a map. And I'm going to give you insight that you wouldn't have if you were just kind of zooming in and out on Google. And Google Maps. Let's dive in. But first, if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel because every week I am delivering videos just like this and so much more to help you get to know our area. The Temecula Valley is fabulous. We want you to love it as much as we do, but also I'll be real with you. I'll tell you where the spots are that have traffic and things like that because life is real and I want to share it together with you. So let's dive in. So let's start with where is Menifee in relation to the other cities around it, okay, here in the Temecula Valley. If you haven't watched them already, I've got videos on Temecula and Murrieta and Winchester and other videos on Menifee. So if you are in reference to Temecula Murrieta, Temecula is the very first city on the southernmost part of Riverside County. You come over from San Diego, from Fallbrook, you go over that hill with that amazing view and you hit Temecula. And then just north of Temecula is Murrieta. And then you can continue going north up the 15. Also, Murrieta extends this way up the 215. And then Murrieta and Menifee border each other. But then Menifee also borders Paris. So not Paris. I wish. Can you imagine? Oh, the coffee. But so Menifee is up the 215. And really, we have the 15. Menifee doesn't touch the 15. However, depending on where you live, you may go to the 15, depending on where you're going. So let's talk about that. This is where Menifee is in relation. And by the way, if we zoom out, wrong way, it's south of Riverside. So you can continue up the 215 and head up to Riverside. Okay. But let's zoom back into Menifee. So let's talk about freeways and commute talk, 15 versus 215. So we just talked about Riverside. So why not go from there? March Air Reserve Base is up here. If you are Air Force or you are at that base, then you would take the 215 up that way. If you're heading up to Riverside, you would take the 215 heading up that way. If you, however, need to head west or south or southwest, then you're likely going to go, if you're going to go down to San Diego, perhaps for your commute, then you would take the 215 down and then it merges to the 15 and then you continue south from there. Or let's zoom in a little bit more. If you live more on this end, like this is a great community called Ortega Murphy. It's the last neighborhood right here is Getz Road. It's not Goats, Getz Road. So right here at Getz Road, then Newport Road turns into Railroad Canyon and we have Canyon Lake and the whole Lake Elsinore area. So you have, you do have this last Menifee area, or if you live up here in Menifee too, an area called Quail Valley. And I'm going to touch on that in a second. Then you could go Newport and then down that way, But honestly, it would be quicker. It would be less traffic. It does build up right here, right by the freeway, but they've done a lot to improve that. And Newport Road can get pretty backed up because there's a lot of lights. You do have some lights on Railroad Canyon, but not nearly as many, and it doesn't get as backed up. So if you live this way, honestly, I would take Railroad Canyon to the 15 and then head south from there. Or if you're going to Orange County, you can head north from there. And you can either take the 15 up to the 91, or you can take the Ortega Highway. Let's see if I can zoom out there. Depending on if you're going to South or North Orange County, this is the Ortega Highway. So you can cut through Lake Elsinore and go there. It is a beautiful drive. Really, really stinks if you get stuck behind a slow car. There are turnouts, and there's always that one person who doesn't understand how that works, and they don't, and then everybody gets stuck behind them. So, and if there's an accident, then that's the worst. You can get stuck there for hours. So pick and choose. Either you deal with the 91, which I hate, and the toll roads are so expensive, or you do this one, which is way prettier, but it can be hit or miss. And it's amazing if you don't have any issues, but it's a nightmare if you do. So just keep that in mind. But that's the way I go when I go to Disneyland. So if that's what you want to keep in mind for if you're going on commute, I do want to point out a couple things too, because you might hear some little words that you're like, what the heck does that mean? Is that a different area? So see on the map here, it says Quail Valley and Sun City and Romoland. Those are all Menifee. So Menifee absorbed, I don't remember the year. Please don't hate me for that. But Menifee absorbed those areas. Sun City, it has a lot of wonderful 55 plus communities. So when people hear Sun City, they think like it's all 55 plus. It's not. There's actually an amazing community, Cimarron Ridge, that is right now they're kind of finishing up a lot of it, but they're getting ready when I'm filming this. I can't wait to go film it. They haven't finished their models yet. But they have another community that's going to be opening up there. And they yet again have another 55 plus community as well that I've sold quite a few homes in because they're gorgeous. Anywho, I digress. But in reference to that, make sure to watch every Thursday. I drop a new construction tour of a model home in one of these amazing communities. So Sun City is Menifee. Romoland is Menifee. Canyon Lake is not. Quail Valley is Menifee. Okay, so when you see those, it's just different parts of Menifee. Quail Valley is very rural. I talked to you about Audie Murphy. Let's zoom in a little bit. So I talked to you about Audie Murphy. If you continue up this way, and I'm going to do another video on neighborhoods, but there's like a community with tract homes, but then there's a lot of properties that have a lot of land, or it's just more rural. Some of them are in hills. So if you want to feel that more country feel, that's there. And then I talked to you about Sun City, and then Romoland, which is up the 215. This starts to border up against Homeland and Nuevo, but Romoland, it's a mixture. There's been a lot of new construction over there, and continues to be, but then there's also manufactured homes on property. There's some custom built homes. Now, when I say custom, I don't mean like luxury custom. I just mean somebody bought a piece of land and built a house. So if you want more of that country feel, that would be something that you might want to consider. So that's where the freeway is and how you would access for commute. Let's talk about kind of how it's broken up. And this is really not like official, but for those who are shopping in Menifee or live in Menifee, you kind of look at it as West and East Menifee. So if you watch the video on Temecula where I did the same sort of thing, you have South, Central, and North Temecula. For Murrieta, it's broken down into West, Central, and East Murrieta. And then Menifee, because the 215 splits between it, it's kind of East, and west of the 215. There's amazing neighborhoods in both. I find if people are focusing on one side or the other, it's not that one side is better than the other. A lot of it usually has to do with where they spend most of their time, either with like if their kids are really into sports, or or for your commute, then people will kind of either go west or east of the 15. So that's it, you guys. That's the overall view. I'm going to do another video that talks to you about like where the grocery stores are and hospitals and things like that. And then I will also talk to you about, I'll do another video on, where you would go for things to do. So again, make sure to subscribe so that you can get these videos. We do one every week. This is my first one for Menifee of these map tours, but I will have others to follow. So if you're really exploring Menifee, then make sure to follow those. And if you can't wait, my goodness, you don't have to. I'm here for you. Just shoot me an email or shoot me a text, and I will get back to you and answer whatever question you have. We love helping people find home. And if Menifee might be on your radar, then pick my brain. I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Thank you, as always, for spending some time with me, and we'll see you on the next video.